Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to do another episode. This is going to be a slightly quicker one because we did a long one last time, which means we have slightly less time before everybody starts wanting to be, asleep and doing the dreamy thing and being ready for work the next day. So we're going to be quite quick. Yeah, we're all quite knackered because everything's going on at the moment. So we are going to be as quick as we can be. I'm just going to do a very quick shout out to one of the gentlemen in here. There is a certain individual here that does streaming on Twitch. Go on, wave, JJ, you, come on. So yeah, let's share the love a little bit on that one. I believe, or with any hope, your schedule is going to be potentially a little bit more available with your Twitch streaming, because I know it's been a little bit fraught of late. So with any hope, that will be something else that you can do a little bit more of. But he's good and everything. So yeah, just go see and go find _modern_mercenary. Okay, that's that one there. Right, that was nice and quick. I just wanted to do that. We are going to get back into the game as quickly as we can, just to maximise our time. These guys have just been involved in having a search through what appears to be some sort of medical supply room. They found quite a few bits and pieces that might be of some use to them. But in addition to that, with a little bit of a psychic impression, they saw the face of something a little bit odd. And in the process, Inver kind of got her head hurt a little bit. So we're going to promptly get ourselves back so that these guys can either talk about it or start moving on. That's entirely up to them. Right, we are back on the main screen. So where you guys go, because really at this point, I'm just sitting back because I'm watching where you head, and then I'll figure it out from there.
Well, it's a bucket full of weird, it has to be said. So, carry on searching for whatever this weird thing is.
Yeah. Does anyone want any of the other healers kits?
I was tempted to try the resonance thing on, I don't know, if one of them looks more well used, or if one of them is obviously swankier and perhaps more valuable than the other.
I mean, you're welcome to do psychometry on the expanded one, but I'm going to shift that into my standard to use.
Mm-hmm. If I'm going to, then I'd like to do it before you use it, so you don't imprint over it.
Okay. You do a little bit of work going over the healer's kits, kind of just going through the bits, taking a few bits out, trying to get a reading on them. You start to realise that effectively this must have been used by a number of different creatures, and no one has ever really imprinted on it. However, I will say this, mixed in with a couple of feelings of elf, possibly, maybe another creature that's kind of well known, you get these otherworldly feelings every now and again of something that just doesn't conform to normal creature as far as you're concerned.
Okay. Okay. But nothing as dramatic or obvious as...
Nothing that is imprinted so much you get an image of the face.
Ooh. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
In that case, then, if everyone's geared up, shall we take a wander along?
Sounds reasonable.
Okay. Mars, as you get down to that corridor, you start to spot this sort of extended area, this extended space. So there are a lot of various different bits and pieces. As you look out to the east of you, you see what appears to be a very large chamber opens up. And from where you are, what appears to be some sort of bridge connecting one side of this chamber to another, because it actually sinks down lower than the floor you're on. So there's some sort of walkway or bridgeway that goes from one side over to the other side. Additionally, that large sort of area, it opens up with what, I mean, for the best description I can give you, it appears that the center of the room is dropped down. And you can see from here that on the other side of the bridge, there's a balcony over that walkway, or along the top, there probably is another walkway, lifted up balcony sort of thing on this side as well. And then it drops down in the middle, and there's a bridge that links the two balconies together. The southern route from where you are now, set of stairs heading down, goes underneath another walkway. So you can see from where you are that there is a walkway above you as you start dropping down the stairs. You think from where you are, with an athletics check, you could climb up onto the walkway. So it is possible from here to sort of vault yourself up. That would be doable.
Anyone got any strong ideas of which way to go, or are we just going to lucky dip this?
As a small note, if you do hear the sound of doors opening and closing, that's because I've got a setup which means that I can automate which bit you're on, but it does automate the door opening and closing sound. So unfortunately, you might hear doors opening and closing when I hit the buttons.
I vote for round the corner, because we don't know what's around there, if there's more doors or anything else, whereas we can at least see here to some closed doors.
As much as I'm happy to keep my eyes open, Neffy, I think you're a little bit quieter. Do you want to do a bit of a sneaky peek look around?
Yeah.
See what's down the corridor, please?
Okay. So are you heading south? Is that the plan? Okay. Let's do a little bit of a roll. All right. Okay. So you start heading south. Bit of sneaking, bit of looking, just the sort of passive looking, but for the most part, you're being sneaky. You're trying to be quiet. Your token should go underneath that bridge as you move it through, so you should be able to just go underneath. There you go. Yeah. Nice little bit of graphics there.
I like that.
Yeah, not bad. So you head down to this double door, and you're gonna have a listen here, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
See if
and
you can
do
hear
detect
anything.
magic as well.
Do you detect magic-y? Okay. So you start heading down these set of steps. At the bottom is a pair of double doors. Pair of double doors. It is a double door. It's not a pair of them. And there's some sort of writing inscription on them, nice and neat, and generally speaking, it's pretty good. Which actually does say, sort of on it, you can just about make out there is some writing on there, which says on that door, "The Warped Brew Tavern."
In what?
The Warped Brew Tavern.
As if there's a tavern in here. Do I recognise the name of this place?
Oh God, no. No.
Okay. I'm gonna signal at the others to come down because I don't want to be here on my own. And then I'm gonna try the door. Does it open?
I didn't tell you whether or not you heard anything yet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, do I hear anything? I got excited about tavern.
Okay. You
For some reason, I
can
thought we said we were going that way. Sorry, go on.
hear noises on the other side. It sounds like things being thrown around the room.
Fair. Fair. That's a mood I can get behind. I signal to the others. Should we go through?
And do? Can't see why not. Other than terrifying consequences.
I mean, yeah, we could just blind anything
I'm
that we.
still inclined to leave them the other side of the door and go and explore the bit where we don't know what it is. We can't see anything.
That's fair.
I mean, both are reasonable outcomes.
It really is just which do we want to do first.
Pretty much. We're going to do all of it because we are all about completing the dungeons, not just, the quickest route possible.
Yep. No speed runs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you move yourself all the way down here.
Do the spiritual thing then. Is there anything kooky and spiritual within 30 feet of me?
A wooga, a wooga, a wooga. It's like a constant signal of there is stuff behind this door. Wooga, a wooga.
Ding, 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 ding.
In fact, I would go so far as to say that if you were in a certain franchise of ghost-busting movies and you had one of those meter things, it would be going.
Do we need to have this fight now?
I mean, no.
Oz looks down at the burn marks and the bleed marks and all the rest of it and the still slightly oozy bits and goes, sneaking around is still a very good idea. We know this is a problem room, and from the look on your face and how is it possible to get paler? There is something funky on the other side of that. So we know this now. Go somewhere else first? Or have a look somewhere else first? Pick this fight later?
I
Thinking
mean,
everyone else
I
looks
at
healthy.
least would like to have a full complement of spells.
Yes, fair.
So let's go pick a fight that we don't know about and go into that half-cock.
There is that. Better the fight you don't know? I'm not sure that works.
I think you need to drink more to pull that one off.
No, we're not going in the tavern to look for booze, so it makes sense to not go in the tavern.
Yeah, Neffy's like, so we're going in, right?
No, there are no pies in there, Neffy.
Oh, you won't know until we open the door.
It's not a brothel, there's probably no
There'll
pies.
be a Neffy pie if you open the door. Pie, not sandwich.
I think he was talking about something like a lemon meringue pie, but with possibly different words.
Who doesn't like a little bit of stuffed pastry? You thought episode 69 viewers. No.
No, we're not on episode 69. Not again. Right, Khan, where are you going?
Well behaved in that one.
You relatively.
So,
The level of innuendo was high.
This
No,
way.
it wasn't. It's nothing.
Ooh, how do I get rid of those? That's
to get
not
rid of
the
what?
targeting ping I was trying to do.
That is the normal
Where's my-
targeting ping.
Yeah, where's the
normal
nice
ping.
big round ping? Where's the nice big round
That's
circular
gone.
thing we used
That
to
went a
have?
long time ago.
Or 4 weeks ago, you mean? Yeah.
Well, no, it was before then. I think that ping went.
Okay, I'll sneak ahead and do what I did last time and listen and listen.
Yes,
And
please.
sneaky.
Okay.
Thank you, Neffy.
Watch that corner, Neffy.
So are you avoiding notice primarily or searching primarily?
Avoiding notice primarily to get to a quiet spot so that I can have a listen. So, like, for example, if I come up to a door or something.
And you've got dark vision, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
Are you carrying a light?
No.
I have a dim light for 10 feet around me because of the spirit container I've got.
And
And
I
the
have
sign.
the
Hood it.
ever-burning torch on my shield sconce.
Yep. Okay. Right. By sheer virtue alone of your stealth skill, and the fact that you have a reasonable enough perception, as you are crossing over the bridge, looking south of you, there are a number of things you start to notice. Firstly,
I see 8 legs.
You do.
Oh.
Firstly, you spot the piles of rubble and stone which suddenly start to build up as you pass down that way. Then you spot the 8-legged creature that is down there. Then you realise that the 8-legged creature is not moving and is in fact made of stone.
That doesn't mean it won't move.
But then as you are paying attention, well, it doesn't mean it won't move apart from the fact that she can see cracks and bits of the whole thing have like slid apart. Okay, so there is the whole shape of a spider, but it looks like it's crumbled and broken and, you know, like a statue would with decay. But what then happens is you spot a creature. Now, thankfully, your stealth is good enough that they do not see you as you cross the bridge. But you see one of these. In fact, you're fairly certain there are 2 of them.
Oh, goody. I'm doing hand signals at everyone.
You know, we really should have like formalised some of these because I got no idea what Neffy's on.
Pretty sad.
All I've got is
on the
big
water
ship, big fish, little fish.
Hey, Macarena.
Saturday night.
And I like the way you move.
I got them all.
So, you don't immediately... Actually, do you immediately recognise what they are? Probably not. Yeah, your skill is... appropriate skill is not that high. No, you don't know what these things are at all, but they are moving around that rubbly area at the bottom of the thing. And and you're fairly certain you only just avoid their notice.
Okay. I'm going to signal to the party to kind of draw attention to it in the hopes that one of them will be able to recognize what they are, but also being like, shh, gotta be quiet, shh, kind of thing.
Inver is the next person that might be able to see it, so let's see what happens. Yeah, okay, so Inver, you do see them. So again, very similar. You're not as sneaky, but you are relatively sneaky, and you avoid their notice, so you are not seen by them. Now, as it happens, you only just pick these guys out. They're not the stealthiest of creatures in the world. They're not particularly hiding, but you are actively trying to hide, so your perception is not as obviously focused. But you then do pick them out moving around. However, in a very similar vein, you spot them, you kind of sneak down, you hide down. You don't know what they are. They're large, well, they're medium-sized creatures, almost lizard-like in some ways. Very sharp teeth. This red spine down the back of them, leading down to the tail.
sneaking. I can't quite work out how the levels on this work because it looks like we're on a level with this bit now, which would
You
take us
are.
back up over there.
Yeah.
We
You
are.
So is there a
yes.
slope up here?
No, there's a set of stairs
stairs
down
on the left side.
here.
Ah,
So
oh
effectively
yeah.
you went
Okay, wow,
underneath.
Yeah. Oh god, when I said I was tired, you're absolutely right. There are steps there. So does that mean this leads to these steps, which go down, and just how we get under here?
So, kind of a little bit. You've noticed the fact that there are railings all the way up to this corner. You could probably hop the railings and then go down the steps, but actually it looks more like there's a door up here, which you can see because you've got greater star vision. And thinking about the layout and the movement of the space, do you remember the circular balcony over that dark hole? There was a door on the far side of that, and you think you might have just found a link round, so you've effectively done like a circle at this point from there.
Yep.
And that would more easily lead to the stairs and let you go down that way.
Okay.
DM, is that just a normal visual effect on Foundry, or is that something weird emanating from the southeast, south of Nephi Ninvar?
Southeast. I
Picking a graphic effect.
don't see anything graphically on mine.
Nor do I.
Oh, actually, hang on. A flickering light
like
type
waves.
effect. Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
light there. There is a magical light there. In fact, I will give you a description. This stately hallway stretches from a single door to the north to a wide exit to the south. Frescoes depicting powerful creatures in battle with each other adorn the walls. Pinpoints of light glimmer in the vaulted ceiling, illuminating the hallway with a pale radiance. Balconies run the length of the hallway, 20 foot above the floor, their low railing rusty and twisted in places. A stone bridge connects the balconies across the hallways to each other, providing access to the tunnels out of the hallway to the east and west from the balcony. Several badly damaged statues decorate the south end of the hall. That's the piles of rubble that you can see. The vaulted ceiling reaches 20 foot above the balconies and 40 foot above the ground level. Pinpoints of light are irregularly spaced and at first appear to be replicating stars in the night sky. Anybody that is trained in nature, which is 3 of you? Question mark.
Not me.
It's not you. But I think... Oh no, maybe just 2 of you. I don't think Nephi is. You realise that it's not like anything from the night sky anywhere on the surface of Galarian. If it is representing a night sky, it would be from some other world.
I was just going to take a moment from his sailing background to try and memorize the stars as much as possible, just in case it comes in useful later.
Mm-hmm.
Feels very much entrance to the gladiators. And just kind of points Nephi and Invar further down. If there's more space down there, there's something curling away to the north.
Ken, it's up to you which way you go.
Because Moz actively does not want to cross his gap, not being stealthy at all.
So you guys start heading up that way, and yeah, it becomes a fairly bendy corridor that sort of twists from where you are, heads north, then twists again, heads east again, and then you can see from where you are it twists north one final time, and with a little bit of shifting around, there is a door heading east in the top of that corridor.
Spirity sensey stuff.
Spirity sensey stuff.
Magicy sensey stuff.
Magicy sensey stuff. Let me see. Detect magic does not detect anything within 30 foot of you. Spirit sense does not pick up anything within 30 foot of you.
Pull back, because then we get a choice. I'm tempted, actually, to stop walking into walls. See, if I thought I could get back up, I'd happily drop down and go and prove that that door goes where I think it does. But athletics is really not strong. So I could get down. I might even be able to stand up afterwards, but I don't think I'd get back up again.
So you might get knocked down, but you might be able to get up again.
And they're never going to keep them down.
God.
I'm at that stage of the night.
Apparently so. Apparently you both
What
are.
Moz will look through his gear and pull out his climbing gear again and just lay out the rope and just perhaps it's like 50 feet. I'll put it point at his foot.
I don't know, no idea what you're saying. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm going to sneak back over here so we can have a conversation.
Okay.
I've got 50 foot of rope if you want to go down there. It looks like,
Yeah,
what,
you're
20
fine.
odd foot?
Oh
25
yeah,
foot?
50 will be fine. I thought you were saying you'd got 5 and that would be a problem.
Nah, this is what I was using to get up to those chandeliers. To those chandeliers.
May surprise you to know I was trying to ignore that escapade.
It does not. Although I'm somewhat disheartened.
So the benefit of doing this is we get to prove that the door goes where it looks like it should, and we actually then have some kind of circuit before we go heading off into exploring other interesting places where we can die. But equally, if we're pretty sure that it goes where we think it's going to go, we don't gain an awful lot by proving it.
I mean, I will, just as a small reminder, because I like doing this, you do know that you could wend your way all the way back, because that circular room had the door that you went through, which went west, the door that you've now found, or at least you think you have, which goes south, and there was another door, a third door that went east. So you've still got more options that avoid you having to go through the things you already know are here.
Yeah, let's back to that pit room and check the eastern door, I think.
Yeah, rather than cut across.
It's better than just hiking it across here and hoping we don't get noticed by the big stone spider and whatever the other crap was.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That sounds like a better idea. Shall we take a walk around then?
With a bit of description, by the by, because of how good you are with nature, Phelan, you think those might be basilisks.
Right. So watch out. They've got a heavy bolter up front and an earth shaking.
An earth shaker running out the back.
And what do I know about basilisks?
I mean, what don't you know about basilisks from every system that they've ever been in? They have a habit of turning people into stone and then eating them. Yeah, they are everything that you know about them. They have a petrifying gaze. They actually have something called a petrifying glance, which is just a reaction when anything gets within 30 foot of them. They turn people to stone, and then they bite and do a lot of damage. They're relatively low-ish level creatures in comparison to some of the things you've faced, but they'll still give you a big problem if, one or two of you fail a save or two,
So what you're saying is we should really start the engagement from long range and like about 200 or 300 feet, and I'll cack a fireball at them, and then we'll step through a door while they get close, and then Moz can shiv them to death.
Yeah, certainly it's the kind of thing you can prep for. The one thing I would say is the petrifying abilities in Pathfinder are bad, but they are not immediate. So if you fail a save and you have not been affected by it before, you become slowed 1. If you fail it a second time, then you become petrified. So you have a chance to sort of start trying to avoid it. In addition to that, there is something which is normally I'd say it's averting your gaze, but actually in this occasion it's the creature looking at you, not you looking at the creature that is the problem. So it's, but you know, it only has
Does it have to make eye
Basilisk, not
contact?
Medusa. No, you don't. They have to be looking at you, not you looking at them.
So do they have to make eye contact, or do they just
No.
look at a part of your body?
No, they just have
Okay.
to be looking at you. You do not have to be looking at them.
Right.
Okay, so you wend yourself all the way back round. Neffy hasn't moved, but you've all moved yourselves back round.
My bad.
They went back across the bridge and all the way round. Just so you know, Neffy.
Sorry.
And you
WWE noises now that Anvar has opened that door.
Meant to be by it.
Where are you going, Neffy?
Where did you go? I'm
all
so
the way.
confused.
All the way. This is why you need to pay attention. All the way this way, and then back up.
I have a short attention span, okay?
Apparently so. Back up, and then back
Yeah.
into the round area.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Right. Thank you. Apologies.
It's not a problem. Okay, so you head round here, and you have your prime perception person. Listening at this door, Phelan, you do not hear anything. Eerie silence once again.
Spirity stuff.
Spirity stuff.
Magic-y stuff.
You do not detect
Bringing in
anything
the door in 30 seconds stuff.
spiritual. You do not hear or detect anything of magic. Hear anything of magic? Where the hell was my brain in that sentence? You do not detect anything
Welcome to my
magical.
brain.
Yeah. You also don't notice any traps or anything like that.
That gets in. Moz will pop the door.
Okay. A 60-foot
It open with me in front of it.
a 60-foot long corridor greets you. About 15 foot down that corridor, you notice a door heading south. A further 20 foot from that is a passageway that you can just about see opening up that heads north, and then at the very far end there is another door. He's just heads up. So you get to there, there's a 5-foot extension to that corridor and another door heading north. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which one are you going for? What did you just indicate? Because I missed it.
And he's just going to point at the first door.
Right,
It's
the
the
very
closest one
first,
to everything
the
else.
very, very first one. Okay, so Phelan, you are the most active listening person. I've got advice for you. You get to this door. You stand at it. You give it a bit of a listen. You have a look at the door, and for the very first time in an exceedingly long time in this place, you notice the fact that there is a lock on this door. and it's actually locked.
So we'll use the red response key.
Got a key.
Yes.
Does it look like it's going to fit?
So you have a number of keys, as it happens, that you've been carting around with you for a while. So you kind of have a little bit of a peek at it and go through, and you've got this thing called the sneaky key, which nobody has taken yet, but that's a fixment to an armor. You've got a round key and you've got a copper key. These are the keys that you've got. As you start kind of going through them and checking them and having a look, you do realize that the copper key neatly fits in and neatly turns and undoes the lock. If you want to turn it all the way. But you can certainly feel that it starts to move everything. Wavy fingers, I'm not sure what I mean, but what that means either.
Can I detect any spirity things within 30 feet?
No.
Cool.
Magic?
There is no magic.
Okay.
Listening?
Cool.
Or just leaning on the side of the wall, watching people gently stroke the door and do hand wavy stuff.
Stroking the wood.
Actually, there is some magic near you within 30 foot.
It's all the shit we're carrying.
Not the shit that you're
Okay, no,
carrying.
I can block that out.
You do detect some magic. Are you opening the door? Oh. Is somebody opening the door?
I'm 15
I'm
feet
right in
away.
front of
I've got
it.
no chance.
Yes, I think Invar was. Well, Kez was
Okay.
nodding for Invar.
You spot, as you open the door,
Yeah,
a
corridor.
10-foot corridor with another door at the end. With a lock.
Hey, Ferlin, you've got a bunch of keys, haven't you? Have a crack at that.
You're the one that opened the door with the copper key. You're the one with the copper key in your hand, I assume.
No, I can just try the same key again, I suppose.
And it does indeed.
Really, really tired.
It does indeed unlock the door.
Right, fine. Ooh, that's pretty.
This room's shelves are well stocked with jars of preserved organs. Crates filled
Ew,
with
okay.
bones wrapped in rags and surgical tools.
That's pretty.
2 armor stands flank a weapons rack to the south, but they bear only a pair of gnarled sticks in leather sheaths.
Yeah, that's Bondy.
Creepy. I'm
Right.
gonna go and look at jars. Do any of them have labels?
They're not labelled, but there are a number of quite a lot of the liquids are like dried or too congealed or anything else like that, but you do manage to find a number of things which actually look like they could still be usable. There are 3 potions and 2 wands.
Okay.
So I will unhide the box.
Mhm.
Now, standard thing, I've made them all unidentified, as it were. So the very, very first one is a crafting check. I'm pretty certain there are 2 people that can do this. And I'm going to let you guys roll. I'm not going to do secret rolls for this one. I'm going to let you guys roll. So, because identifying something is like, do you know it or not? It's not a secret roll. Maybe I could because of the critical fail, but I'm not going to do that. So, first one. If you'd like to make a crafting roll, please, for the 2 people that can do it. Inva.
19 plus 8 for 27.
Okay. Phelan?
Only 17.
Only 17. So, Inver, you're the one that gets this one. That is a bestial mutagen. So a bestial mutagen, when you use it, your features transform into something bestial and you take on muscle mass, but your lumbering form is clumsy. Benefit, you gain +2 bonus to athletics checks and unarmed attack rolls. You gain a claw unarmed attack with the agile trait and a jaw unarmed attack. You take a -1 penalty to your armor class and a -2 penalty to your reflex saves. Okay, so that's the first one. Right. Another crafting roll, please, because these are all alchemical potions.
10 total.
16.
16. You aren't sure. Neither of you are sure on that one. So I'm going to move that. So the bestial mutagen is in there. I will move that unidentified one in there. You have one more. It is again a crafting check for this one. And then everything else after that is going to be magic. So it'll be different rolls for that.
27 again.
27.
Critical success 30.
Okay. So this one, the both of you are more than happy about. This is a Quicksilver mutagen. This one's slightly better. Your features become thin and angular. You become swifter and nimbler, but your body also becomes fragile. You gain a +2 item bonus to acrobatics, stealth, thievery, reflex saves, and dexterity-based attack rolls, and you gain a 10-foot speed increase. Drawback, you take damage equal to twice your level and can't recover hit points lost this way by any means while the mutagen is in effect. You also take a -2 penalty to fortitude saves. So it's a gain a benefit for a drawback kind of thing. Right, you have 2 ones as well. Now this is where pretty much everybody's going to get a chance to roll. You can use Arcana, Nature, Occultism, or Religion, whichever you think is going to be the best, or whichever you think you are going to get the best out of. Again, I'm going to let you guys roll it so everybody can be involved in this because all of you have got one of those skills. Okay? So just tell me what skill you're using and what the total is and if you get a nat 20. So it's a nat 20 for Neffy. What skill were you using?
Occultism.
Occultism. And the total would be?
31.
31. Inver?
Occultism 12.
Occultism 12. Moz?
Arcana 26 total.
Okay. And Phelan?
Nat 20, total 33 for nature.
Okay. You've just found a Wand of Heal level 2.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And then same again.
Very shiny.
This one's a slightly different item. So again, it's a magic. So you roll your magic, various magic skills. Normally these would be secret rolls, but every now and again it's nice to do it slightly different.
Occultism 26.
Occultism 26. Neffy? Not Neffy. Inver? Brain. Wow, I'm getting tired.
24.
Occultism 24. Mars?
Arcana 14.
Arcana 14. And Phelan?
Nature 17.
Nature 17. Okay, so there are a couple of people that identify this. Effectively, Inver and Neffy both get this one. In addition to the heal, you also found a Wand of Summon Animal level 2.
That's funky.
A couple of nice little bits and pieces. But that is it. You have another look around, you don't see any secret doors. This just seems to have been some sort of locked up storeroom.
Wondering how decrepit does it look? Does it look like it's been visited in days, weeks, months, years? How thick's the dust in the room?
It's been a while. You reckon, though, probably only maybe a couple of months. at most.
Good to know. Good to know. Shows how active or inactive folks are down here, or how often this was accessed.
Well, this is the one thing you're noticing. Other than the floors, other than the areas above you, which were very, very active in certain sections, and then in other sections were completely abandoned, you're starting to notice that this floor seems to be used, but on quite long timescales. So there is definitely movement and there is definitely stuff going on, but there is definitely a drawn-out distance between each occurrence of somebody being here. Certainly in an active way. Random creatures, like the basilisks and potentially other things, are obviously here all the time, but they are very much in a contained space by the looks of things. Something moving around and going from room to room, it seems to be seems to be a bit less frequent.
Awesome. Good to know. Good to know. I reckon we should lock up the doors when we leave. Leave it as was. So we don't alert too many people to the fact that we're down here. Until, of course, it's too late.
Okay. We'll just push 5 more minutes, if that's all right with
yes,
people.
no, folks?
Yes, no, or do you want to stop?
Really rather stop.
You'd really rather stop. That's more than fine. Absolutely perfectly fine. So for everybody that's watching us, thank you ever so much. It's been really good. These guys are progressing around and starting to dig into various things and avoiding fights, which is possibly for the best. We will catch you all next time. We'll record in another couple of weeks, unless something random happens.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see you.
It would never.
It would never. We'll see you all soon. Good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.
Good night.
Good time zone.
Bye-bye.